Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now if you've been watching my channel, you've actually seen me trying to go through a little bit of an iteration. Well, when I say iteration, I'd say maybe a little bit of an experiment and just trying to figure a couple of things out. Well, with that said, what I've been trying to figure out is, can I get a nice lightweight flashlight that's going to be good for me in the outdoor hiking, camping, and backpacking situation. What I'm really looking for is kind of a do-all light that's going to get rid of a headlamp, it's going to get rid of a handheld flashlight, it's going to give me the versatility between the two and perform the way I need it to. Well, today, maybe I just might have that. This here is the new Macrostream from Streamlight. Now, Carlos from Daily Carry Solutions and I saw this first at SHOT Show 2020. At SHOT Show 2020, they debuted their brand new products, and the Macrostream was one of them. Now, this is the big brother to the Macrostream, which has been a very, very popular and successful EDC flashlight for a lot of customers. And now the Macrostream just turns up the performance a little bit. Now, Streamlight is a company whose flashlights I've had a number of. This here is one of the ones that I still hold on to. Now, most of the Streamlight flashlights that I actually had and used were my employer's, and I had to give them back, but this one here is the one that I've kept. So this Stylus Pro here is a little bit of an old school design. These days, most of these are USB rechargeable. Well, that's what we get here with the Macrostream. So unlike the Macrostream really was a little bit limited, where it had a total output of 250 lumens, this here going to 500. And the output runtime on low for the Macrostream was only 3.5 hours. This goes to 8 hours. So I'm picking up a bunch of performance, and I think this is going to do exactly what I'm looking for it to do while I'm out on the trails. Now, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to test and get into and hope for the best, do me a favor, stay tuned. Alright, so this Streamlight Macrostream. Well, again, looking forward to getting this out on the trails, but first I just need to dive into this a little bit, take a look at it, get it out of the package. I mean, bottom line is, if I'm going to use it out in the field, I have to charge it up first, that's for sure. So looking at it here, this actually indicating that I will get that 500 lumen output at 2 hours runtime, 50 lumen output on low for 8 hours. That's sweet. Exactly what I'm looking for. This does have an internal battery. I'm curious to see what this looks like, but again, let's just pop this open and check it out. All right, here we go. Ba-boom, the Macrostream, sweet. So nice, pocketable size, very efficient. So flat black, very similar to most other Streamlight products, which is nice. And there's your USB rechargeable port. Now, I've heard people saying that this is a USB Type-C. Absolutely not. That right there is a micro USB. So that's going to be my first downfall. I don't like that. I am changing everything that I have to a USB Type-C. I don't see in this day and age any reason to continue to go with micro USB. So that is, for a brand new flashlight, in my opinion, a little bit of a downfall. But the good news is you get that beautiful two-way clip, and I like these clips. They are good and serviceable, nice and strong. Can use this on the brim of a cap, which I absolutely expect to do, so that is going to be perfect for me. That's where I'm getting my headlamp capability. I can also take this and put it on the strap of a backpack, which is nice. So that's going to give me some hands-free use. This doesn't really, I don't think, tail cap stand very well, so I'm going to have to be a little bit crafty there, but not a big deal. That's not going to bother me one bit. And the other thing that I think is going to be good for me is the fact that this has a lanyard. So the curiosity is, what does this come with? Well, let's see. Popping that out. Here you go. So that is a Streamlight battery. That to me, well, it's an 800 milliamp hour battery, basically the size of a AA. And it's not marking the exact size of the battery. However, if you look here, you will see it is just a little bit bigger than a standard AA battery. Very similar in overall size, but just a little bit bigger. So the indication of positive and negative, not exactly on there. And at this point, I don't remember exactly which way I took it out of the flashlight, but we're just going to go for it, slide it in there, go for broke. Now when you put these on, because of the position of the clip, can be a little bit tight, and it'll drag a little bit on the finish on your flashlight. You just got to decide if you care. Personally, for me, I don't. All my items are users, and of course I got that backwards. So spinning that back out, we will take a look a little bit closer. You will see that one side of the battery has rings and the other side does not. So in this particular case, I put it rings towards the tail cap. We're going to spin that right around, get that into place, and again, tighten down this tail cap. Now, realistically, probably never had to take it out in the first place, but personally I did, because I just wanted to check things out and see how it would go. And as you see, as I do that, it does scuff up that finish. So if you're a, I'd say touchy guy, and you don't like that to, mess up your finish, well, that's what's going to happen if you take the cap off. But at this point you can see momentary press, working the light, full press, there you go. Double blip on momentary press, and that's low. Pressing it the rest of the way locks it in. So the first time you turn on the light, it's in that high mode, so that's the full 500 lumens, which is great. Or if you want to commit to a lower 50 lumen output, you just double blip, and there you go, there's your 50, and then lock it into place. So very simple, 2-function light, really easy. That's the Streamlight Macrostream. Let's get it out into the field and see how it performs. But first, I need to charge it. Can't go with my handy dandy, have them everywhere, USB Type-C, like for charging my phone and everything else. Now I gotta change it out, pull out the cable. Now even if I want to charge this in the field, now I need to bring a second cable. That's a big downfall in my opinion. This Macrostream should have been a USB Type-C. So now, exposing that charging port and plugging this in, you will see that there is an LED indicator. So red as it's charging. We'll keep an eye on this and we'll see what happens when it's fully charged. But before we go, one last detail. I do think I would like to use this lanyard. So this comes just bundled up here, if I'm careful. And how does this go together? Well, it looks to have this little ring which goes on, I believe, the clip. And so now, with the lanyard, we're charging it up. Now I'm ready. Once this comes to full charge, we're going to hit the trails. See you out there. So it's out here camping on this beautiful river, and even though you're not going to be able to see it, in my hands here is the Streamlight Macrostream. Now I'm using this for my camp light tonight, and just a real simple light to get me around. Now as I turn the light on, simple click, here you can see it immediately goes into the full high mode. So there, the full high mode, flashing all the way across, pretty good beam. Actually, the camera's not picking it up too well, but it is a nice quality beam all the way across the river there, and illuminating pretty well on the other side, all things considered. Now I can fully depress the button, or if I want, I can also do a half momentary. So that right there, the half momentary press. And you'll notice if I press it a second time, it goes to the low mode. So that's how you get to the low mode. This is a 2-mode flashlight. So half press again, clicking it in. Now that there
is the low mode. So just enough light to get me around. It's actually perfect for general camp tasks. It's not going to kill my night vision and gets me around where I need to. Now the throw is not terribly far, but it does do enough to illuminate things in reasonable proximity to me. So not a terribly large thrower, but it does a nice job. And again, getting back into that full throw here, now you can see a nice hot spot, reasonably even. So not a super floody light, but a mix between, I'd say, a decent flood and a decent throw. Now the one thing I don't like is your first press goes to high. And sometimes that's more light than you need, especially in a dark area like this. For me personally, I'd like it to come on low first. I know back in the day with the Macrostream, there were a couple different versions where they came on low first. And personally, I like that better for my intended needs. And generally speaking, I'm using this just for basic illumination, looking for my keys. Maybe they slid beneath the couch. Maybe I just need to get around. Maybe, you know, for example, my wife's sleeping and I just need a little bit of light to see something real quick, but I don't want to turn all the lights on in the room and bug her. So for me, what I really need is that low light illumination first, and then bang, then I need the high when I need it. So unfortunately to me, the programming on this is just backwards a little bit. Not a big deal. I can deal with it. I just think this would be better suited for me personally if it was reversed, low first, then high.
So alright guys, there you have it, a look at the Streamlight Macrostream. Again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the people at Streamlight who provided this for review. I have to say, I have been carrying this now, and since my actual field use footage, it's been about 3 full weeks of just continually using this and keeping it in my pocket. And even though I think it does have some minor deficiencies, first off being the USB, I wish it was the USB Type-C rather than the micro USB, and also the fact that the modes to me are backwards. But other than that, I have to say I do greatly enjoy this flashlight. And a couple of things. One is I'm really surprised at how much it really does just disappear in your pocket. Now it's not like it disappears and you can't find it. I'm just saying that when you put it in your pocket, it fits beautifully, absolutely perfect, and it really doesn't bother you. I never have a problem when I'm kneeling down. I can always find it and it's right where I need it, but it's not like it loosens up. I've gone hiking on serious trips and just had this clipped to my pocket. No problem at all. It just stays where you want it. It stays where you put it, and it really doesn't get in the way of anything else. And that's one thing I have to say I've come to greatly enjoy about the Macrostream. And the other is the quality of the beam. There's no doubt that Streamlight's beam quality is absolutely top-notch. That's certainly the case here with the Macrostream. But then again, just in my opinion, I do think Streamlight should strongly consider making the second option very similar to what they did with the Macrostream, to give your customers and to give the different users the ability to either have it turn on in the low mode or turn on in the high mode. For me personally, I think in my typical use, turning on in the low mode definitely would be better, but to each their own, so to have the option or the versatility would definitely be a plus. But all in all, I have to say, I'm a big fan, and this is in my pocket for a while now. This is going to stay. So for all of you, I can say I definitely highly recommend it. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.